Good evening. This is your girl Michelle Pearson with the No Script Talk Show, and today I have my beautiful, sexy DJ and artist from that NYC area, Miss Vero G. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Michelle. Thank you for having me. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, I was honored to be on the front cover of the April magazine, and I didn't think I was going to be there. So, the honor is likewise. The honor is likewise.
You're welcome. No problem. No
So
problem.
I'm pretty sure by now everybody knows me, but let's go ahead and let you introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, definitely. So pretty much, I'm a little bit of everything. I'm an artist. A poet, an author, a couple of things here and there. But pretty much, I'm more into. I do community work as well. I'm an activist for domestic violence, and I put a lot of time into just reaching out with outreach with youth and helping them with back to school events and do other events I do with my co-management as well with that. So we do different things here in New York City, but we just focus more on like the community outreach, the youth, and besides the music, I'm also an artist and everything else. But prior to that, I'm here in New York City. I'm just honored to be here with you guys. Thank you.
Right, right. So let's kind of jump right into this and get the people really, really in touch who Vero G is. So, what inspired you to start your career in music, and how'd you get started in the industry?
Sure, definitely. So many years ago, my parents really instilled in me at a very young age to like focus on your dreams. And I always, how everybody say they have a calling in life. And I realized at a young age of 7 years old, music was my passion. And with that point on, I always saw different elements, or outlets or elements, as they call it. My mother always played music on the weekends, and that kind of encouraged me to like really in tune with the music side. And later on, I was at the opportunity to work with my first experience working with people in music was my junior high school, 22. They had a school choir, which I did for a little while. We got to travel like other schools and compete with them and that sorts. And that was my first experience, Michelle, that ever won my first place for a trophy. Have received, which is in the other room, but I received it, and I still have it to this day. And it was amazing. It was for like kind of like anti-drug thing going on. I was like kind of the concept about what it was and everything else, and for unity and peace. So it was really cool to kind of experience that. And then when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is what I really want to do. So that point on, I continued doing, working for myself as a solo artist. I had the opportunity to work at Sharpton many years ago for the Change Choir for like I think over more than 7 years ago, and it was great. But I just wanted to continue my own journey. And that point on, I've done showcases, events, and that sort of. And yeah, here I am. Yeah.
All right. So, can you tell us about your creative process and when it comes to your writing and recording music? Is there a certain routine do you do? Do you dip off in the closet for a second and meditate before you get in there? Do you pop a gummy or something? I mean, how's Vero G get her creative process?
No, no, I like that's kind of cool. Think about it. It's interesting. A lot of people don't. That's a really good question. I think me personally, it depends on how the mood is. When I hear a song and it has to attract to me to the point where I have to like start writing it. It's the song, it's how the song is put together and everything else. And when I hear the beat and I gravitate to it and I, put my songwriting process behind it. It depends on the concept too. Also, like I always talk about different matters in my music, with domestic violence, things that are happening around society. Love, of course, we also talk about that. Different things of that nature. And I want my music to resonate with other people. Like we all go through certain situations. I want to know that they're not the only ones that are going through it, and also heal through that as well at the same time. So it's like I'm going through my own personal situation, but I want to heal along with my fans, my supporters, people that listen to my music and resonate with it, and that sorts. And how my songwriting process, it's interesting because sometimes I always say I'm like his vessel. God uses me as his way to do what I have to do. And for example, I did a song called "Let Him Heal You." It was my first ever Christian song I ever written, and I released it I think two years ago around that time. And when it got out, I wanted to see like the feedback and see how people liked it. And believe it or not, I got great reviews on it. I had received some accolades for that, and I just felt like I'm in the right path. Just keep what I have to do. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So I know you say your mom was kind of part of that big influence on music. Any other big musical influences, and how did they impact you? What did they bring to you to help you kind of grow into it?
Of course, definitely. I mean, I will say the classics. To me, I think Celine Dion was one of my main musical influences. The original Selena, not Selena Gomez, Selena, the original one.
Right, right, right. The San Antonio Selena, that
Yes,
one,
that one. Yes, yes. Because people like,
that
wait,
one. Not the
yeah,
Disney star, the
there we
San
go.
Antonio star.
Yeah.
we're a
Wait,
little
wait, wait.
we're a little too old to be supporting Disney Network now.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Right.
No, no,
So,
but
any memorable performance or experiences as a musician so far, and why?
yes. I have a few that really stood out the most, but I think there was one or two. I remember when we had that COVID situation a couple of years ago, and it kind of had like a lot of people set back. So during that time frame, I was lucky to have a studio, which actually was not far from here, and I was able to promote, actually to produce album, which I think was the fourth album. It's called I think that was Victory. I believe it's Victory,
Okay.
and that album I was able to tour. I was limited to because we were not able to go much out because of COVID,
Right.
but I was able at the time. I had a friend who had a place in upstate, and we had like a little mini tour thing, went to upstate and Queens and that sorts to promote the album. And it was great to see like people actually from all earths of life came together, unite, and did that thing. And I actually had the opportunity to work with Cuba Link. So it was just like the timing was so amazing, like to work with him. And I'm like, oh my God. And we did a little tour and I was like, that's cool. And then another, yeah, I was like, oh my God. And then another experience I had when I did that song, Let Him Heal You, which was, I was a comeback because I took a break from my music and everything. And
Gotcha.
when I saw, definitely, and when I had the chance to like go on stage and perform, I had like over 10K views, I think, on Instagram. People were like sharing it nonstop, and it was, I cried. I cried. It was
I
great.
bet, I bet,
Thank
I bet, I bet. I know I cry when I see my picture on the cover. I was like, oh, it wasn't supposed to happen like that. But it was good that it did because it gave me exposure and it kind of really connected me with a lot of people in that area. So I was like, peace, work
you.
for work. So obviously, I know that you're a very motivated person. The people that work around you and with you know that you're motivated. But how do you stay motivated to, inspire and continue to create and perform, even during challenging times or creative blocks?
Definitely. Thank you so much. I would say, like for example, I'm gonna use this as a prime example. Just recently, I lost my mom within less than a month ago, and I had that moment where now I'm still going through the mourning process. They say, and it's tough. It's not easy. It's tough, and I lost both my parents, so it's a little more. It's very very crazy situation. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is that going through this situation, I realize now I'm using it as my own motivation to push more in my music and to continue helping people and to continue on my own legacy. Like they passed away unfortunately, but now I have to use that as motivation to keep pushing on and to continue the agenda, as they say, continue helping open more platforms, helping more people, doing more music. And I know I remember as a true story, Michelle, to your viewers out there watching, what's everybody, I just want to tell you guys also as motivation for myself. That day my mom, when she was in her her situation, and I never forget, so I'm gonna honor you. I'm gonna honor you. And during that circumstance it was very emotional and everything else, and I never forget that day because now I want to now push further myself to the highest potential. And I want people to motivate themselves as well, no matter what the circumstances. So I just want to use that as an example for your viewers as well for that.
Right, right. So walk us through your experience collaborating with other artists and musicians and producers. I know you could probably talk for days about how many you have worked with, but we'll let you highlight some of them.
No, no, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, definitely. I just had the honor to have worked with a lot of amazing talented artists, Indian independent artists particularly, and to see a lot of their growth, to see their potential and how they've gone so far as well. And my process with them, it depends on the concept. I like to talk about different things, things that happen in society, things of that nature, and especially when we get collaboration together, like I do my part, they do their part, and to see the final product, it's like, whoa, this is awesome, and we're on point, and we're seeing the people are resonating with it, and we're seeing people that really like the feedback on that, so it's really cool. And I just see like overall it's just great to collaborate with other people that that they're open-minded. They want to see like what you could bring, what they could bring to the table, and to put it out there. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Anything specific that you do to stay balanced with your personal life and your music career? Are there sacrifices that you have to make sometimes in doing what you do?
Yes, I would say lack of sleep. That's one. I'm gonna tell you right now because you know me. I barely
Yes.
have. Yeah, I barely have time for myself anymore. But you know, yeah. So there's times where like the personal side, I try to separate with the professional life as much as I do what I have to do with my mom. Of course, my mom as well. So I can relate. You have to balance out. Taking the kids. Then you have to take care of your appointments, whatever the case may be. And then on the professional side, you have to think about the business side, the music side. What you're gonna do? What's your next agenda? What is your next project? There's so many things all together. So I try not to blend it too much together because there's too much going on already. But I think a lot of times I have to work on myself with more time for myself, self care, and take care of just appreciating life a little more for myself.
Any advice for any aspiring musicians who are just starting in the industry?
Yes. Oh my God. So there's three elements I always use, and there's a lot of artists I've encountered within the years working in the industry and doing this as well. And I will say those three elements are: one, stay humble. That is the key. Second, of course, be consistent. That's another thing that's really people will see that because you're always doing something, they want to look forward to your next what you're doing. And the third thing I always say is be kind. And why I say that because a lot of times I have met other artists where they have the biggest ego trip and they think they're like a star. They think like, oh my God, I'm the best. And they're like, mind you, they're struggling just to get by. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's great. You would have that kind of like, confidence in yourself as an artist, but don't, kind of crush other people along the way because that ego is going to make you crash fast, to where it's at. So a lot of times I just tell people, be kind to people, it doesn't hurt anybody. Be humble. And if you really want this, you got to go all your way and work hard for it.
Right, right, right. So, any special approach to your live performances? Like, what do you hope to convey to your audience through your music, through your performances, through what is it, your podcast, your your radio show, like all the stuff that you got going on?
Definitely, not a problem. I just think I wanted the reason why I built these things. And this is not only me. I have to give thanks to my team, my management. Big shout out to Jim Prime Media because I can't do it alone. So big shout out to him and myself and a few other people that I worked along with Silas in the past until now. And the reason why we did this, with the music and everything else, because we saw how now the struggle it is. As you know, it is so hard just to as a person in business, as a person, anything that you're doing, to get people that's going to support what you're doing in your dreams. And as for me, particularly as an artist, I know the struggle as an independent artist, where a lot of times people will overlook you or underlook you, what do you want to call it, and you don't give it time of day. So that's why I wanted to, particularly with the artists, for the platforms, for showcases and everything else, because we want to give them the opportunity that nobody else is giving them. And I see the greatness in them, and I see them when they come back a couple of years afterwards. Thank you, Vero. Whoever hits me up, thank you because you just gave me opportunity, and I blew up, or I did this and that, and I just see their successful stories or what they call testimonies, and I'm like, wow, I'm not doing it because I want to gain something from it. I'm doing it because I want to help, and I know how hard it is out there, and that's why I want to give thanks to you, Michelle, and all the amazing people that are opening doors for everyone because we know how hard it is, and it's not easy. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, you have to invest, you have to even there's times you have to sacrifice time for yourselves to do what you have to do for others. And people don't get the flowers, and I want to say thank you to you and everyone out there who's doing it. And it's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. But if you have a purpose in this world, go all the way into it and just keep pushing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any upcoming projects or releases that you're excited about? I know I seen that Snapchat video the other last night with you in the studio, so I know something's coming.
Yes, definitely right now. Yes. So as we speak right now, I actually got two songs. I'm actually a feature on their songs. Big shout out to artist Furious Styles. It's called City on Fire. That's out now all digital platforms. Another song which I'm honored to be a part of with artist Black Diamonds called My Way. That's on all platforms as well. I just finished wrapping up my sixth album right now. Will be coming out in the fall. The Energy album is finally coming out soon, so stay tuned. I'm working on a lot. I'm working on good content for you guys, music wise, and I really want you guys to appreciate. I put this last album I did. I put everything in it. So when it gets out, I'll let you know for sure, Michelle. I'll tell you for sure when it gets out, the release date. You already know. Yes, and also for Energy album. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'm also working on some other collaborations with other artists, and just releasing out more music videos this year. So stay tuned. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. We'll have to get you back on the show again for a big old launch party. Maybe we can release the album for you.
I'll
Do
let
it
you
on
know.
GQ podcast on YouTube. We'll just do a live release. You can just perform in your living room on the back of your couch.
I'll do it. Let me know. Yes, do it. Let's do it.
I know that you gave a few shout outs. Anybody else that you want to include in that list of shout outs? You know, I know I hate when I do podcasts. Everybody, you forgot to shout me out. Well, did you watch? If you weren't watching, then I'm not going to shoot you out.
Oh my God, I'm done. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank you, Michelle. Just you're an amazing person, and your story. People don't know. I just want to say thank you for telling your testimony, because a lot of people don't know sometimes what people go through in life, and I just want to say thank you for opening yourself and telling people your story. So thank you for that. Prior to that, I do want to thank my management, Jam Prime Media. I do want to thank Black Diamond for your styles, Real Lyrics, Gary, the list of people that have been really supportive in my journey for years, and now till now. So I want to thank everyone who's been supporting and continue on the mission.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I want to say thank you to you for that. You know, I kind of, you know, when you came to me about the magazine article, I was like, I don't know if I really want to open up. You know, in business, you're taught to keep a poker face. You know, you're
Right.
taught not to show your weaknesses because it can have adverse effects. But then at the same time, you're always told tell your testimony because it'll build your followers. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to share those details with people. Like,
It's okay.
I just want to just go into business. I just want to do what I'm here for, you know, wear my heart on my sleeve, take care of my customers, take care of my clients, take care of the people, you know, bring people in on different, and, you know, obviously anybody that knows me knows I'm a serial extreme entrepreneur. I do a bunch of
Yeah.
everything,
So,
a
yes.
bunch of everything.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, like, you know, I mean, like you said, some of the audience doesn't know I did. I lost my husband last year in May, and it was really hard. You know, he got sick in July of 2019. It was a month before our year wedding anniversary. You know, I had a 13-month-old daughter at that time, a 6-week-old daughter at that time. So it was really, you know, really hard to change life and adjust to being domesticated and then just kind of have have all that just snatched away from you. I'm like, oh, why? Why did you give me the picket fence and the pretty house
I know, but you
just
got this. You got this.
just to put it back in the bag? So now, but I'm happy because you know now, you know, oldest daughter's just turned 6 last Saturday. You know, youngest daughter just turned 5 on the 23rd of May. So they're kind of, you know, they're growing, but it's still hard because, you know, where's daddy? And I'm like, here, I'll pull up his video on YouTube for you. You can watch daddy play on YouTube and they get all excited. Like, that's my daddy. He used to play a guitar like that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Your dad used to shred on a guitar. You'll have to go look it up. It's on YouTube. You can just type in Marlon Pearson.
okay.
It'll pop right up. I mean, big old long black hair.
Oh my God.
grunge, grunge guy, but he's African American. So, you know, to kind of see a black man just literally shred a guitar like DJ Dimebag from Pantera, you're like,
I understand. I understand now. But one day at a time, you know, one day at a time. You got this.
Yeah, so definitely, definitely. Anything else you want to talk about? Any kind of inspiration for anybody? Any kind of advice for people?
Yeah.
Like I said, anything you got upcoming?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So my quick advice to anybody out there, just in general, I think is we all live in life in general, right? And we have to learn from our own experiences what we've gone through. And I think, for example, what you mentioned, what I mentioned as well, my mom. I think those are situations or elements that we have to use to help motivate instead of just making us feel a certain type of way, to motivate and push us to the highest potential. And I think that's a learned lesson I learned about life recently, just as now, what you went through and I went through as well, separately with that. And I think in general, it's just life. We just got to keep pushing and strive for the best we can, and yeah, like I said, just pretty much the projects I'm working on, they're already out. The City on Fire, it's called City on Fire, which is Furious Styles and myself, Vero G, and then also Black Diamond and myself. It's called My Way. Definitely check that out. We'll be doing both videos for both songs by this year, so stay tuned. I'll tag you as well, and I'll tell people when it's out, so you guys can check that out as well. And yeah, just stay tuned. More things to come. Yeah. One thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It seems like every artist I talk to, they're like, "It's summertime. I gotta grind.
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
booked up all the way until like September," and I'm like,
So true. So true.
It seems like everybody crunches in the summertime, and then we just kind of chill in the wintertime."
It's like, oh, to get back to next year, we'll figure something out next year. Nail the project. Definitely, definitely. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, all
Oh,
right, all right. Sorry, I got photobombed.
don't worry about it.
That oldest daughter of mine, she was like, why does it say live on your computer, Mom? I'm like, you're looking at thousands of people. You want to keep acting like a fool because everybody sees you.
Nito.
I go back and I show them. I'm like, look, see. She's like, I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to ruin your show. I'm like, nah, you probably just gave Mama extra likes because it was unscripted. I didn't
It's
expect
okay.
my kid to photobomb my podcast.
It's
But
okay.
that's
All right.
the life of a mom.
Listen,
You
you
love
keep.
them, but then you're like, oh my god,
It's
is this still
okay.
illegal to shake your baby? Like
Oh my God. You
as
got this.
80s and 90s babies, you obviously know. I'm pretty sure that chanchala was famous in your house, and
Oh my
you
God. Yes.
you run thinking that you could get away from it, and then she still hit you in the back of the head with it, and then it was bad because she threw it so hard you hit the wall in the hallway.
I had days of situations like years ago, and I'm like, I still remember that now. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh. So
my
true.
my 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 weapon of choice against me seemed to be was the wooden spoon.
Ooh, that
Don't
hurt.
let, don't let the
Yeah.
wooden spoon break. I'll be right back. I gotta go buy another one from the store. I'm like, wait till
You
she
said I gotta
leaves.
stop. Let me go.
Yeah, wait till she leaves and the car is like no longer where she can see me run out the front door to my friend's house, like, hide me, hide me. I
Oh
need
my
her to search for like 5 hours so that by the time she finds me, she's so mad that I've been gone forever, she forgets about whooping me.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. See,
Right?
kids don't understand. Back then, we were troopers, man.
I mean, we were troopers, but it wasn't a miracle that all of our parents were locked up for child abuse.
I don't know nothing.
Hey, I'm just traumatized. That's all I know.
I just listen, I can relate. I ain't gonna say too much, but I feel your pain.
I still wake up with nightmares with my eye twitching like deja vu. I remember that ass whooping. Oh, it was horrible.
What? Oh my God. Yes.
Kids don't get the pause cry no more, where you're like, ah! Like, I don't see that anymore.
I'm done.
I remember my grandma telling me, I'm going to whoop the breath out of you. I'm like, how you do that? And then they do it and you're like, I can't breathe. Are you thinking in your head is, I'm going to turn blue and die. I got to catch my breath. Well, my butt hurts.
I can't with you.
Kids are not the same nowadays. Kids are not the same nowadays. They are.
Listen, we I can say we are like the last warriors on that situation. Yeah, they knew.
I used to have to try to go hide in the projects because I knew my mom was afraid to go on that side of town, so I just go hide. I go hide in the projects. Like I know my mama is not coming down here, so I'm chill. On the green tank, posted up, chilling. Like, ain't been home in like 3 days. It might be time for me to go home now.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Like, I don't think she's mad at me anymore. Or maybe she is. I don't know. I swear I was the only kid that was grounded for the whole year. Every year. Seemed like I get off punishment and 2-3 days later somebody be like, can you come out and do something? I can't. I'm grounded. Didn't you just get off being grounded for like 3 weeks? I know. I'm grounded again for another 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
Longer this time. It felt like it was one of those cycles. Like I get off groundment, I go right back on groundment for longer than I was. I get off, get back on. I was like, Lee, I felt like I was in probation at 9.
Oh my God. Wow. I tell you, man, we survived it. We survived it.
I mean, we didn't have no choice. We had parents that told us, you're going to make it through. I promise you. This won't kill you, but you'll thank me later. I'm like,
oh, yes.
how's you whooping my tail going to make me thank you later? No. I feel like a domestic violence victim now. Like I'm scarred.
Right. No, definitely. Yeah, that's true.
But I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you to all of the viewers that tapped in to watch this live. Thank you to anybody who taps in on the replay. We will share it. It's out there on GQ Podcast Radio. It's on Michelle Pearson's webpage for Facebook. It'll be all over. It'll be everywhere. Miss Vero G. Thank you.
You're
welcome.
Thank
you for your time. I always appreciate it. I always love to reminisce with you. It's fun.
You're welcome. Anytime. You already know. And real quick before you go, yeah, you guys can follow me real quickly. My social media, my Instagram is @officialverog. That's all together. And my website is www.verogmusic.com. Or you can check my artist page @officialverog. And yeah, definitely. I appreciate you.
Don't forget about the New York City.com too, your radio app that you have.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So it's www.WhosNext. I think it's WhosNextNYCRadio.com. Yes. And you can check out like all music. We have radio and everything. Just check it out, guys. You know how we do so. Yeah.
I still have it on my phone. I still play it every once in a while. I'm like, let me see who's on the radio. Trash. Switch. I'll go back later. People cannot talk to me about these new rap battles. I'm like, you don't even want to know what I'm gonna tell you. You don't even know what I'm like. You don't even know what I'm gonna tell you.
Oh Lord, I can't.
But I appreciate it so very much. Thank you for your time. Have a blessed night, and I look forward to having you on the show again.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
All right.